Audio's rolling. Let's freaking go. I've always wanted to create a YouTube channel, and every single time I do, I quit within 2 months. Yeah. Anyways, if you're someone who's always wanted to start a creative business, whether it's with photography, videography, production, any sort of creative business, we're going to cut through all the bullshit and get straight to the point of how to start a profitable creative business. We're going to talk about many things like 1, building a brand name and purchasing your LLC, building your portfolio for free, searching for the worms, also known as connections, types of work and clients that will make you money, skiing through the fast season, hauling through the slow season, creative burnout, and how to get through it. Finally, number 8, keep going. Now, I do want to mention within these YouTube videos, in the past, I've always wanted to create YouTube channels, and I've done it. I've failed. I've quit 2 months later. But this time, I feel like I really am making content that I want to post, some genuine content that I love talking about, and I just really want to help you guys. I want to be able to help entrepreneurs, videographers, photographers, anyone who is in the creative industry to build stuff, build businesses, connect, and build a community. That's really my dream, is to just build a community of like-minded individuals. I'm super excited about this, and I can't wait to get started. I really want these videos to be able to connect with you guys. There's not going to be any crazy edits. I feel like this whole idea of you need to have edits every 2 to 3 seconds is complete bullshit now. The algorithms definitely changed a lot to where people are getting tired of that. You don't really need edits anymore because people want to genuinely be able to connect and learn with people. So these videos are going to have minimal cuts, no editing. We're just keeping things simple because I feel like I can provide you guys with some pretty valuable information and stuff that I've learned, the mistakes I've learned, and what you guys can learn from. So if you want to learn, keep watching, please. So if you're thinking about starting a videography business, photography business, or just a creative business in general, where do I even start? It's crazy to think about turning a hobby into a profitable business. You know, people think, I can't even do that. That's not profitable. But the truth is that it is. And at first, it's going to be really hard. Right now, it's hard for me. I've only been doing it for about 3 years. Statistics are showing that to be able to build a profitable business is that it takes anywhere from 7 to 10 years. That's 7 years of building and losing and making small wins. So if you want to start somewhere, pick up the camera, all right? Do this. Make YouTube videos, make short form content for Instagram and TikTok, and just show what you are doing. Doesn't matter if you have clients or not. If you've got clients, that's great. But if you don't, film whatever's around you. Heck, film your house, film your dog, film anything. If you can get yourself out there on the online community, you'd be surprised about what opportunities will come your way. So the first topic is building a brand name and purchasing your LLC. What's a brand name? You basically just come up with a name that you want to name your company, okay? It's pretty simple. It's easy. Purchase a domain with it so that it doesn't get taken. You can go on GoDaddy or even Wix.com. That's how I started mine. Purchase your domain and then move on to your LLC. Now, technically, from what I've heard, is that you don't have to purchase your LLC within your first year of business. Now, I would recommend definitely doing that because if cash flow starts coming to you immediately, you're definitely going to need that. Now, in purchasing your LLC, a lot of people think that this is very confusing, difficult, and that's because it is. A lot of people get scared from starting a business because of this reason. It is pretty confusing, but if you know anyone who has started a small business, ask them how they started their LLC. And they might be able to try and help you out. Overall, what an LLC does is if you were a small business and you were to get sued, people can't take all your stuff. That's essentially what it is. Now, along with building your brand, you also want to build your portfolio. A lot of people... Hello. What are you doing? Now let's talk about building your portfolio for free. Now, there's a lot of controversial takes on this. A lot of people say you should do free work for people when you start out, and a lot of people are saying you shouldn't do free work when you're starting out. You should be confident with your pricing. And this is where I agree with both sides. When you start free work, when you're pitching your ideas to your clients with whatever creative business you're starting, you want With whatever creative business you're starting, you want to be able to pitch your ideas to people, but then expect something in return if you're doing it for free. You want to come to an agreement with your client where you're exchanging a barter of your services, or you're using this as a marketing tool. Overall, you want to build your portfolio. So you want to come to an agreement with your client. If you were to provide free work for them, you got to come to an agreement to use their video that you made for them and post it across all platforms. Post it on LinkedIn, post it on your website, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Promote it, put some money into it. And then essentially, it's pretty much just a spec ad for you. So I call this searching for the worms. So once you've built your portfolio, you gotta find these clients, all right? These clients are not really gonna come to you and be like, oh my gosh, I need these videos, this is awesome. At first, that's probably not gonna happen. Maybe even like the first couple of years, that's not gonna happen. So you gotta be the one to go out and search for these clients, also known as the worms. I came up with an analogy because you kind of got to think like a kid. Me personally, as a kid, I was really into catching bugs, insects, critters, and when that thought came to my head, I was like, how can I catch these bugs? I want to be able to start a colony and just provide a house for these bugs. I thought it was awesome. And so when I went outside, I didn't see anything. I started to realize that it all depended on the environment and then the climate. After it rained, all these worms would come out and they would be on the sidewalk, they'd be on the streets flowing down into the sewer lines. And then I realized, like, okay, every time it rains, I know there's gonna be worms. So I would go out, catch all these worms, put them in a little container with mud, and then I'd bring them in the house. My mom would yell at me and whatever. And this is the same thing when finding clients, all right? You gotta be in the right environment and the right climate. Obviously, in winter, it's the slow season, but once spring starts to roll around, that's where the fast season starts picking up. You gotta go to these business events, these networking events. You should probably even meet with other people in your area. For me, I like meeting with other videographers because even they can provide me with amazing opportunities. Moving on to number 4, what are the types of work that will make you money? Now, a lot of people already know this, but you can make money with any type of work, with whatever you're doing, whether it's cars, real estate, weddings, events. You got to be able to find something that's in demand, something that people are wanting. One of the types of work that I started out doing was weddings. Weddings are always going to be in demand, especially for photography. A lot of couples love to go to photographers first and then videographers, but if you're starting a photography business, almost every single couple has a photographer there. Now, when starting out, to separate yourself from all the competition, you should probably start with some pretty low pricing and then work your way up there throughout the years. And then with that, obviously your work should get better, and then you should be able to provide some more value with that. Now, like I said, there's always gonna be a fast season and then a slow season. The fast season is almost like you're skiing down a mountain with lots of slopes, okay? You're gonna have lots of highs and lows, and every creative deals with this. You're gonna feel like you're on the top of the world, you're doing amazing, and then the winter hits, and then you just fucking crash, all right? It happens every single year. We get burnt out, and it sucks. It sucks. It really sucks. But what I've found is that when starting out a business, it is going to be hard, but you've also got to add probably maybe a 9 to 5 to that, all right? And start your business on the weekends, just so you've got that backup income. And if anything happens in case of an emergency, you've got that extra income to help you pass through your season. And also, like, finding a hobby that's not related to what you're doing with your business. All right, this always starts out as a hobby, but sometimes you got to find those other hobbies to keep you in that creative state and to keep you happy. You know, you got to give yourself some grace to do almost completely nothing when you're dealing with these creative burnouts, and just give yourself some grace. Give yourself some time to relax. You see all these things on like hustle culture of like you need to be working every single day, even on the weekends. For me, I've taken Sundays completely off. All right, this is just a time for me to do absolutely nothing. And what I mean by nothing, Landon, by the way, says this a lot. Nothing isn't just nothing. All right, you gotta work on your hobby. All right, you gotta spend some time with your family. Go on a walk, go on a run, or like go to the gym. Whenever I find myself working 7 days out of the week, 24/7, I get burnt out pretty easily. And you do not want to be in that type of position. So I recommend definitely finding one day out of the week to give yourself some grace, just to relax. As creatives, and with me with like ADHD, my mind is going 1,000 miles per hour every single minute of the day. Obviously that takes a toll on me. I have to relax. And then lastly, how do you keep going? This is a hard one because throughout the decades of your life, every single decade is going to be completely different than the last one. With these opportunities and starting a business, it's fucking hard. Like you've got to put in the work, and it's going to take a toll on you. The thing that I found with having a passion for something and a passion for starting a creative business and running something like this is that it's not easy. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it. You've probably heard that saying a lot. It is fun, but you got to be able to know that you're going to have some hard days, okay? You're going to have some shoots that you're not going to want to do. You're going to have a passion for something, and it's not going to feel like a passion some days. I feel like that's just the reality of it. You got to be able to push through those days to find other opportunities. Instagram and TikTok and social media have definitely created this illusion of what life should look like. It's not as exciting as you might think. There's a lot of miscommunication on there. There's a lot of lies, and a lot of it's just not real because they are there for the views. They're there for the money. And you got to be able to have a passion for helping people. Okay. So yeah, with your passion, there's always got to be hard days, and you got to learn how to get through those days because that's where you grow the most. This is the end of the video, folks. If you made it all the way here, I appreciate you very much. I'm hoping you attracted a lot of information and value from this. So if you want to learn more, please feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.